Welcome back to Morning Break and our first Good Biz with Liz segment of the new year. We have business expert from Red Fire Branding, Liz Goodgold, joining us. How are you doing? Happy 2025.
Happy New Year back at you.
I am so excited that we're continuing this into 2025, and we are starting with this idea that email campaigns still relevant, still effective, still important, and not as complicated to do as people might think. So let's dive into that right away because we've got a lot to cover, and I really want to understand why are emails still an effective use of communication between businesses and their customers.
Best thing to remember about email is that you own that relationship between you and your customers. So unlike TikTok, where people are panicked that it's going away because the algorithm feeds it up, you have that relationship and you're never going to terminate it. You have their email address and you can communicate with them for as long as they let you.
Yes, okay, so in that case, you get to, I guess, essentially know that you're getting a direct correspondent with your customer. They may not necessarily respond back, but you are getting your message out to them.
Yes, and the thing to remember, if you're worried or thinking it's hard, complicated, expensive, it's none of those things. The lowest hanging fruit is starting an email to your current customers.
Okay.
So whereas typical open rates on email, yes, people still email, are about 30%. With your customers, they typically skyrocket to 50 to 60%.
Oh, wow, okay. And open rate meaning?
How many people actually click to read your email?
Wow.
So when you're writing an email, you want to make sure that one email is one, what we call to action, CTA. What do you want them to do?
Yes, so you don't want it to be something complicated of like, I have to scroll through all of this to figure out what is the sale or the deal or promotion or anything like that.
One email, book an appointment, come to the store, book a discovery call. So every single email has one purpose, and every single link that's in that should go to the exact same place so that you're keeping this laser focus on that email.
Interesting. What about frequency? Some people feel like they're getting spammed by email. So how do you make sure that your email is getting to the top and it's not being like immediately thrown to the trash because they're like, oh my gosh, another one?
Two factors determine whether it's spam.
Okay.
One is who it's from, and the second is what the subject line is. So the worst subject line in the universe is monthly newsletter.
Yeah.
Right? You know that's going to be terrible. The second worst is just following up. There's no information. So the key point on the subject line is you want to say, upcoming webinar, will you join me? So questions tend to work really well. And if you want to get a little bit more sophisticated, but it's getting really easy with things like MailChimp, is you can do what we call in marketing A/B testing.
Okay.
So that means you can compare one subject line to another subject line and see which one performs better.
And that is a direct, like some customers getting one and some getting the other?
Yeah, and this is so easy. You just take your customer list and say, okay, customers with the name A through L get A email, customers M through Z get B subject line email, and see what your open rates are, or what we call click-through rates, how many people are clicking that call to action.
And that algorithm or way to measure is called what?
It's called A/B testing.
A/B testing, and is there a website people can use to monitor that? Or
every single email campaign out there will let you do it easily. So basically, it is A/B testing 101. You do not need to be a mathematician. And if you have 500 or fewer subscribers with MailChimp, for example, it's free.
Oh, wow.
You pay nothing to mail them out. And you get to take advantage of all these features and templates and A/B testing as well.
Interesting. Do you have any other resources that you recommend?
Well, I think some of the easy ones are Constant Contact.
Okay.
And of course, HubSpot. HubSpot has so many free, you know that's my favorite four-letter word, my favorite resource, and it'll tell you what's working, what's not. So you can really understand. We were talking, you know, so often if you have a visual brand, that would be like a retail store, or you have hospitality like a hotel, you want to have pictures, right? More people click pictures than they do text.
Okay, that's smart because that's exactly what I do. So that tracks.
So you do want to make sure that you are serving up what they want. And also remember that you be very clear on what that goal is. What do you want people to do?
Yeah.
Because I remember a client telling me that, asking me to do an email campaign, and I said, well, what are we talking about? Well, let them know that something's upcoming. I said, that's not definitive. You could tell me 14 days to launch and we can do a countdown. You can do 7 days to your ginormous sale and a countdown, but you can't have this amorphous, it's coming, but I can't give you a date.
Okay. And then do you recommend once every couple of days, a daily email campaign, once a week? What's your idea?
Yeah, I think most of us are overwhelmed with email, so daily really isn't the answer. I think if you have big news, you want to share that, and it can be anything in the B2B space, that you have new services, you have new hours, you have new staff. Those are key pieces of information, and then the magic box, learn more.
I love that.
So
Yes,
you're
and you
not
make it simple.
overwhelming, right? So you're
Yes.
looking at a cadence often. Maybe you're doing once a week, or maybe you're doing every other week, but you definitely don't want to do daily unless you are doing something like on the stock market where the whole world changes daily.
Yeah.
Most of us, our world is not changing daily.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't want to overwhelm them and have them be like, I'm getting too many emails and I'm going to click that unsubscribe. The goal is to keep them subscribed, to keep them interested, and to help them figure out what is going on in your business that they want to partake in and really build that community.
Yeah, and the thing also that I love about email is it's immediate. Within minutes of you sending that out, you can start to see the data
Wow, that's amazing.
versus waiting for the long lag time, right?
Yeah.
So that's something to keep in mind, and you get really good analytics. You can figure out who's opening, what's clicking, what's working, what's not, and that makes it tremendously valuable and insightful into your small business.
I love it, Liz. I'm actually thinking about how could I use this in my own life. So this is super helpful. I'm a big fan. I think that there's a lot of business owners who are just starting out and who have maybe even been doing this for 20 plus years who learned a lot today. So thank you so much for being here. We
Always.
appreciate it. And thank you guys for watching. We'll be right back.